Hey up baggers, Bertie Bagger here. On the morning after Gary Southgate's exceptional managerial display last night against them fuckers up north. Oh my god, what's he playing at, baggers? How negative do you want to be? Poor Harry Kane, absolute cart horse. I could run faster than him after a night on the ale. I'm a blue nose, okay, I'm biased, I'm a blue nose, so I want to see Bellingham in there. He's the best centre midfielder we've got, in my opinion, but they won't put him in because he's 17 and it's too much of a risk, isn't it, baggers? That's where the energy would come from. And yes, gritted teeth, scumbag, claret and blue scumbag needs to start. Grealish on the left. But enough of that, baggers. It's Saturday morning and the old snoring walrus has let me go fishing today and tomorrow. Woohoo! So today we are off to my second bite of the cherry on the Canal Pairs up at Knighton on the Shropshire Union. So a lot to tell you about with that. If any of you saw my previous video of our last attempt up at Soudley in the Canal Pairs, go back through the video catalogue. It's not long, there's only 2 at the minute. Have a view of that. And don't forget to like and subscribe, baggers. Let's get them figures up. So with that previous match in mind where we were too negative and learning from Mr. Southgate last night that negativity doesn't work, today we're going positive. A couple of tweaks and changes today and a different, more positive attack as we were last time we were out on the bank. So I've got the McDonald's, breakfast, flasks full, and we're off to Knighton on the Shropshire Union, the old Cadbury's factory section. Now, should know it well, worked there for 10 years at the factory. My local is the social club where we're holding the draw this morning. And we'll see how it goes. Another big change is I've got a new partner today, Mr. Phil Bowen, who I fish with the Aldco boys on a Sunday, who I'm a member of. Where's my original partner, Ton Up Tone Austin? Well, it's his missus' birthday today. So what, I hear you ask? Correct, baggers. But for someone who's only allowed out once a week, normally fishing, I'll let him off. So I've had to cancel his contract by mutual consent for this week and draft in somebody else at late notice. Now in football terms, normally you end up with a pile of poo if that happens in a player, but full confidence today in Phil, hoping for a good draw. Now looking at it, it's from bridge 44, which is the tin bridge, right past Shebdon down to the factory, which is bridge 45. So only one section of the canal. It is a pretty long section, but I'm hoping that not many people turn up. We get a better chance of getting through and qualifying. Also, Scotty Dudson and Dave Brown aren't fishing. I've been reliably informed today, so that gives us a better chance because they've already qualified. Fair play to them. So I'm only going up the road. I live about 5 miles from the factory and the social club. When I'm nearly there already, so I'm going to have to turn off now, baggers, and eat me double sausage and egg McMuffin and a cup of tea. I'll stick these 2 cyclists oncoming over the bonnet, and I don't want to be filming that. So, see you in a bit, baggers. Hey up, baggers, here we are on the towpath. Look where I've drawn. peg A2, right under the canopy, right by the entrance to the dock. But it's not all good. That boat there, the grey one, was right in front of me, and the bloke who runs the dock says I've got to pull that grey one out the way to pull one out of the dock later on about 1 o'clock because somebody's coming to collect it. So I had a nice feature which is now gone. Bloke next to me's plumbed up for where that new boat's gone now. Obviously that's going to move, so he's going to have to re-plumb up again and change all his fishing, so that's going to cock him up as well. Here on that boat's just woke up, look. So I bet you that'll be moving off after. So a couple of them won't be happy. So I'm super happy with the peg. There's only a one next to me who's on the end peg. To be honest, I think he's left all the best pegs out down there in the narrows. But I'm as close as I can get really to it, so we'll have a go. I've had a plumb up, I've got my rigs ready, and I found something quite interesting here. So on this on the main bit of the canal, you've got the track coming quite close to you because they have to go past the dock. So I've plumbed up on that far bank, and just where that rail is, he's put those scaffold bars, and that rail is a bit of a bar. It shallows up to about 2 foot. And if you go 11 metres just over that bar, it goes back down again to about 4 foot, 3.5, 4 foot. So I'm going to fish right over into that dip, because any boat traffic we do get, I'm hoping it won't swash or swill all my bait away if I put it over the bar into that dip. Hopefully the bar will protect it. I've also plumbed up on top of the bar because I've seen a few fish topping. Nothing rolling, no bream rolling. Bloke next to me from Warsaw, he said he's had a bream roll in his swim. Phil, by the way, my partner, he's drawn B6, so it's this side of the winding hole at Shebdon Wharf. He said his bream topping up in B13, which is first peg to the right of the hole, so that's looking good up there. Look, they're topping again here. I'm hoping I've got a good day. Now if I was coming down here pleasure fishing, I'd only come with a ½ kilo of worm, and I'd just fish chopped worm over on that far swim. But you got to have the options, and I learnt that last time. So what we're doing on that far swim, I'm going in with 3 balls of ground bait, Census Lake. I've put a bit of sweet liquid attractant in it, strawberry attractant, because that's all I got. And I've laced that with squats. I'm going to ball 3 balls into that little channel that's been ground into the ground by the boats going in and out of that dock. I think I might fish, well, we'll start off with squat on the hook, but I might move it to cast to get a bigger stamp, because you tend to get some nice little skimmers for 4+ ounces. And then at 10 o'clock in my swim, I'm going to fish down the track 11 metres to my left, and I'm going to fish that, the chopped worm, and cast it again, fish top in there, look. And then I've got a swim right at my feet, just in here. I'm going to ball in. Oh, have I said that right or not? That's a load of rubbish baggers. Take that back. Far swim is going to be bread. Ball of bread with caster, okay, in that dip. And then if I can ping a few casters over on the catty, and it might bring them up in the water, and if they start taking on the drop, I'll just shallow up to that swim I've plumbed up on top of that 2 foot bar. We'll start having them off there hopefully. See how it goes. Chop worm and caster down the track at 10 o'clock. Then right in front of me, I'm going to ball in 3 big balls, which have broken up because of the squats. But I'm going to ball them just down here in front of my feet, just fishing the top 2. So I'll wait for the oil in. I'll wait for a bit longer. I'll show you my rigs. Ta-da. Right, baggers. Got the casters, the pinky, the squats, the bread, and then tub ready for the worm in a minute. Let's have a look at these rigs. So, my main rig is going to be, let's have a look. Which one is it? This one. So, start off nice and super sensitive. Got me number 4 bungee. Some will say that's too much already, but there we go. I think it's a lovely elastic front here. Any decent perch, skimmers and bream, chub, it'll pull them out no sweat. Going down to a Chianti style, I'm going for the Garbolino DC 32. And it's a Chianti style float, only 0.3 gram, super sensitive. And I've got the shotting pattern evenly spaced out if they stop moving. I need to nip them up a bit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 number 8s, 5 number 8s, and two number 9 droppers on a what, 10-inch hook length. Going more positive today, so we've gone for a size 18 Canal B511. Beautiful hook, nice and strong, but fine enough for what we want today. We'll be fishing that just in that far dip over there, so we go fish just over the bar, which would be like the unnatural far shelf, top of the far shelf, but because of that little roadway into the dock, it drops back down again. So we're going to fish there and hope the bait doesn't get swashed around. Although to be fair, there hasn't been much traffic as yet. Famous last words. Then down the track, 10 o'clock, fishing out there right in the middle of the track. Again, positive float. We've gone for an heavy Garbolino DC 45 with a rugby ball shaped body, carbon fibre stem. We've gone for a thicker stem here to hold up in the toe. It's not towing too much yet, but as soon as they wake up at Tiley locks further down, that toe will start going, and they open them locks up every 5 minutes, so that'll give us good stability in the water. Gone for about 18 inches between pole tip and float, so we've got a bit more movement for the, got a bit more room for manoeuvre, I should say, with my pole tip, and that's coming down too. Really, I could do with some olivettes this, because it's looking a bit messy for my liking. But we got 2 bulks of 5 number 8s, which I've bulked all up in one bulk to start with. Later on I might move 5 of them up here and have a separate bulk at the top. You never know. And then go down, same hook length, Amazon B511, size 18, 10-inch hook. With one number 10 dropper. So the bulk, get it down there super fast, be on the chop worm. Obviously the worm will add more weight, so that'll last 10 inches, will just slow fall down in the water. The bulk will get it down there quick, and the last 10 inches will have a slightly slower fall. That's plumbed up for dead depth so far, but I might go up to 3 inches over depth if the toe gets really strong. And then my final swim, again another DC 32 Garbolino Chianti style. This type of a red tip, because I'm going to be fishing here right at my feet, just fishing the top 2. Again, Garbolino 4 elastic. By the way, on that middle elastic, on that middle swim, the yellow elastic on that is map yellow, I think, which is far too thick, but it's all I've got. So I only fish 2 swims normally when I come on the canal, but I'm going crazy fishing 3. I know, those who know me, I normally only fish a couple of swims, but we're going for 3 today. So here, same again. Instead of having them strung out, I've got them all in a bulk. So 5 number 8s just above the hook length, 10-inch hook length with 2 number 10 droppers. So I want it to, it tends to tow a bit quicker at your feet. So I want to get down there quick, pick off a few gudgeon, probably a few roach and skims at my feet, and that's going to be fed with a ground bait and squat. So I'll just chop up a few worms, get ready. We're not far off, it's like 15 minutes to the all in, and I'll see you later, baggers. Righto, baggers, all in's just been shouted, and I'm just balled in 3 balls of the Census Lake laced with squat at the length of just my top 2 section. I've fed nothing else because, as is always the way, the boats come. So one's just gone through straight away. I've got another one here now, so everybody else has baited up straight away over the far bank. So surely all that now has just been spread everywhere. So I'm just seeing if I can pick a couple of quick fish, see if there's anything at my feet straight away. Just going to string these bulk out, because when that first boat went through there were fish topping straight away. I'm just going to give it a slower fall, like so. Single squat on the hook, and we'll keep fishing this a minute while we wait for the canal to settle, because at the minute there's nothing coming down that stretch. I can't see anything the other side of the bridge that way. We then should be alright to bowl in a bit of bread on that far line. So hopefully we can just get a couple here at my feet while we wait for it to calm down, because these have just churned it all up. That boat going through just stopped the tow for now. Throwing a pinch of squatting over the top. Let it trot through. It's just bouncing. The hook bait will just be bouncing along the bottom on that slope going in on the near side shelf. Lost the bloke on the barge. He said he's going to bring that boat out before we started, but that was 20 minutes ago and we still hadn't brought it out. Right. One more put through. We'll go over the far side and bait up. Right, get off this. So let's get to my main rig, that far side, in that little channel that I've found. I'm not going to bait up my track line just yet with the worm. I'll leave that for a second. So, oh, I'm getting that. I want my cupping kit, get it right dirty. So, put a few casters in there. Small ball of bread. Still no boats coming. Right, so 11 metres. It was along that post I plumbed up. Double check that was set at the far swim, I didn't check. Yeah. FC for far channel. Highly technical coding. So, I'm going to fish the caster to start with, depending on what's there. I'll go to a wormhead. Let's go and have a look. See what's about. So all that shot strung out on there. Nice slow fall through the water. Dotted right down. In fact, that just from right to left it starts to rise back up, so I'll go in, and there we go. Just come off. A good start there. I'll lay it in that way against the flow of the current, but when it does lie down, it'll be lying down against that bank. So indications already. It's a lift bike, I don't know. Another boat coming now already, from left to right. So bubbles coming up there. Another metre closer to me, which would be just up off the track, off the main, what I'm calling the main bit of the canal. Hello. I might have to take a shot off that float. And we're off. Nice little roach. Won't start cattying just yet. The bloke to my left is on the chopped worm. He's already netting the fish. So I said if I was pleasure fishing I'd have come straight on the chopped worm. So I'm going straight on the chopped worm. I'll take a shot off this. Take a shot off this rig. If I can get one off. Try and bite it off without damaging the line. There we go. So just bring them down a touch, space them out again a bit. In we go again. I can catch a few casters across. Oh, that's better on the float, perfect. Little dib, small stuff messing about with it. But if fish have swum from right to left and gone up that channel side, the far side of that bar which I've found, it shallows right up to my left where that entrance to the dock is, so it'll be a bit of a cul-de-sac for them. So you'd hope that they'd be having to turn round and go past me bait again if they've missed it the first time. Again, big lift bite. Is it, or what? Another boat coming. Morning. All right?
Right.
Yeah. Right. The bubbles are coming up closer to me, and I'm getting indications on the way down. So I've just shallowed up to the top of that bar. Bringing a few more casters over the top. So we're fishing about, I'll double check when it comes out, it's about 2.5, 3 foot there. Looks like it's in the middle of the canal, but it isn't. It'd be the same as fishing the far shelf, right tight over, and then another metre past it dips back down again into that channel. Plenty of bubbles there. I've got a number 8 dropper behind that float as well, back shot. Mr. Sugar. Another boat coming. Here we go. Breakfast must be finished. Now, I'm going to make a change of baggers. I'm going to introduce another worm line and feed that track line which I was planning on. So what I'm going to do, plumb up. As you say, I've told you this is the shape of the canal. If you imagine that the far bank was the edge of that dock over there, it picks up to a 2-foot bar over there. So I'm going to just come back another metre and plumb up, try and find the same depth I've got as that channel just over the other side of the bar. So, because I think they're a little deeper, they're not that shallow. And they're certainly not on the top of that 2-foot bar. And the bubbles that I'm seeing might be coming up from this side of the bar. So I'm just going to let this boat go through, plumb up this side. Still took a bit of squatting down here at the feet. Alright. So, there we are. So if I put a worm line in there, look at the bubbles coming up right next to it already. That's where I reckon. I reckon they're about 4 foot. It's about 5 foot down the track. I reckon they're just off the track. About 4 foot deep. So I'm going to go in on that with what I do is pleasure fishing. So I'm going to go in with just a chopped worm line on there. Stick to what you know on there. So I'm going to mix the pot. Put it on in. Before I go in, I'm just going to feed that chopped worm and caster line. So there we go, chopped worm caster. 10 o'clock. Along with that far post with the yellow and black tape on. So just a bit of chopped worm. So we've got 4 lines fed here. We've got the ball of bread and caster on that far channel. Fed the chopped worm now into this near side bit, which is just like just up off the bottom. About a foot up off the bottom up the slope. I fed the chopped worm and caster line at 10 o'clock, 11 metres to my left. We'll have a look at that later. Don't want to go on that for a while yet. And I've still got this squat and ground bait line at my feet. Keep feeding it. Very strange. Slightly deeper there. Slow it in here. Oh, little dib there. Guess what? Another boat's coming. Not getting anything over there. Can't believe we're not having a bite over here. Just gonna stick another inch onto it. See if that stops this float coming down. Couple of spots in it. Baggers. Someone trying to ring me during the match. I think that's Ton Up Tone, my other partner, ex-partner. No way, let me fish. So, let's just have a look at the time, baggers. It's 2:10. It's 2:10, so just under 2 hours to go, and it's been pretty dire. I've had about 7 or 8 fish, a couple of them a nice stamp, so I changed. I wasn't catching anything from anywhere, so I went right up there, close to that pontoon there, but I'm not fishing out, I'm just giving it a rest. As you can see, another boat's arrived, so the bloke's pulled this boat out of his dock. So he's had it stuck in the silt, so for the last
half an hour, 45 minutes he's been wrestling with that, trying to get it out. But I wasn't catching anything off these swims here, so I went over right up close to the pontoon on the chop worm. Had a couple of small roach straight away. Also I balled in a bit of census black, a ball of that, and then a float went under and had a nice perch, about half a pound, 7 ounces. So again, went back in, only had to wait about 5 minutes, and the float buried, lifted in. Oh, it's just took off. I was playing it for a good 3-4 minutes, maybe 5. Pulled it in, cracking chub, got it to top 2. As soon as I went for him with the landing net, he was coming towards the landing net, and he just had another kick, and off he went again. Took off down to my left, right up next to the wall at the edge of the bank, and then he took off into the middle, and then it just, you know when you feel it, just went dead, and then he snagged me round a branch right on the bottom in the middle. So I've lost a cracking chub, and then it went a bit dead actually for a good 15-20 minutes over there, and then I upped another perch. Again, it was full of spawn, I hadn't finished spawn, big belly on it. Again, it was probably only about a 4-ounce perch, but with all the belly on it, give it another couple of ounces easy. So I'd say another 6-7 ounce perch. But that's been it. We've had a few more boats through. Like I said, the bloke with the dock's been wrestling with this boat, so that's made the fish go somewhere else by the look of it. So I thought I'd rebait it up by the pontoon while I wait for that to settle. I'll just have another look back over here now he's got this boat out. But nothing seems, I don't think nothing wants to be in this little channel over the back, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. Sit and wait for the bonus fish like I had before enough. So if I'd have got that in, I'd have been laughing. I'm from the bloody depth. So that's where I've been, right up next to that pontoon. Luckily every fish of course swam towards me, not round the scaffold poles so far. shotted it down with a bolt so it gets down quick and tries to grip that bottom. What the toes picked up in the last hour and it just drags it through. Another boat coming. Far too many boats today. Thread it like that, in through the end, roll it on up the shank, cover the shank of the hook. Right, let's go there. Nice big perch or chub hiding under there. bubbles coming up there. So here we go, baggers. It's now 10 to 3 and I've just gone for it. I've put one big ball of ground bait in just to use it up, and I'm going to sit on this swim and wait now and hope something comes along. Oh, and he says that, he gets a jig and it's took me round them posts. Oh my god, he caught me at a good time here. Just let me get this in, hopefully. Well, that's a good bit of luck. Nice hybrid. Oh, look at him, baggers. Nice hybrid. Just what we want before this boat comes and wrecks it. Brilliant fish. That was good timing, baggers. So as soon as I put that big ball in, 5 minutes later, same as that big chub, I've had a bite. This boat's moving now. See if I can get something at my feet. Messing about. Makes a bit of ground bait up. They're responding every time we put this in. They're responding every time we put a big ball of this in. Let's get a bit more mixed up. soaks that up, baggers. I'll go for a Jimmy Riddle. And top up with some shop worms. Couple of casters, keep them interested. Little indication then. Soon as they open them locks, I'll look into something good again. Oh, come on. This is what he wanted. Get away from that pontoon. Oh, looks a bit good here, baggers. Gotta be a chub. Get your head up. Oh, no. Come on. Heart in your mouth moment. Just get your head up. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Slip the hook. Another chub lost. I can't believe it. What is going on? Two chub. 2 chub you've lost. Go boys. All out of luck, I know that. So there we go, baggers. There we go. So the pontoon swim was the one on the day, but it's been hard going all day. Bread, didn't want to know, as expected, but because it's been fishing well out further up the canal, I went with it in that little channel, but nothing produced in there. The boats being moved around all day didn't help at all. Nothing on the inside, which is always the way on here. So should have done what I did last time I was on here for that £9.5 a couple of years ago. Pick the one worm line and sit on it all day. That's where the fish were. Them 2 chub, I reckon, would probably been enough. Depending, we'll see what everyone's caught after. But nobody's caught much, so them 2 chub would probably been enough. There you go, that's fishing, that's how it goes. So I'll pack up the baggers and see you in a bit.